Hey everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of the Ask Jeff Show. We're up to episode number 45. As always, if you have any questions for me that you want me to answer on a future show, just leave them in the comment section below. So we have 3 brand new questions for you guys this week. And the first one is, this person wants to know, is it worth running Google AdWords, or should they just focus on SEO? So first of all, the question between Google AdWords and SEO, you shouldn't do one or the other. You should always be focusing on SEO to get your website ranked. But let's just go with AdWords. And we'll say versus Facebook ads, and what the difference is, and then whether or not you should run. The quick answer is you shouldn't run AdWords if you haven't maximized Facebook. If you've already maximized Facebook, you're spending as much money as you can, you're starting to get like diminishing returns. Then if you want to reach out to some other types of advertising, then yeah, maybe go to AdWords. So AdWords, obviously, it's search. So people are actually searching, for, either a fitness center or a gym in your location, a personal trainer in your location, a boot camp in your location. So one could argue that the quality of the leads will be better because people are actually, searching for it. When it comes to Facebook, you're disrupting. It's disruptive marketing. They're scrolling through, seeing what their friends are posting, and they see your ad and they click. So here you're getting them to stop doing what they want to do, which is seeing what their friends are up to, what's new, what's in the news, that kind of stuff, and you're disrupting them. Here they're searching. So the good thing about here is there's no competition. And then here you're like one of like 15 listings. So even though they're searching for you, if you're paying to be one of the top 3 ads or bottom 2 ads, or your SEO is 10 in between, if they do click on your ad, they're probably going to go back and click on the next one and compare. Because even if it is a good offer, they're still going to compare it to everybody else because they're searching it out. They're shopping around. On Facebook, there's really no competition when they see your ad and they click on it. There's no way they can't go back and click on somebody else's. They might see an ad some other time, that's your competition, but right then and there when they click on it, it's either they take it or it goes away and they may or may not see it again. So here, I think you're going to get better conversions, because here they might go and look at another place, might be closer to them, it might be a little bit cheaper, they might have 2 free weeks, you only had 1 free week, or you had 3 free sessions, I had 5, you never know. But you're competing with not only the other people that are advertising on page 1, but the other SEO, the other listings, on this page. Plus, the cost here is pretty expensive, and Facebook is still fairly cheap, comparatively. You can still get $1 to $3 clicks, sometimes even less than $1 clicks. Over here, it's probably more like $8 to $14 a click. And again, over here, the competition, you're playing with, the big boys. Most people that list on AdWords are going to be like your LA Fitness, 24-Hour Fitness, Planet Fitness, people with deeper pockets because they just want to take up space on page 1, knock a competitor out. If they have a listing on, organic listing of 1 through 10, and they have a listing, in AdWords, that's 2 people that they don't have to worry about competing with. There's only 13 others rather than 14 others, to compete with. When I first started, local SEO was super easy, especially when you took online internet marketing strategies and applied them to your offline. I would have my blog on page 1, I had my bootcamp website on page 1, I had my YouTube channel, I had my Facebook fan page. So I had 4 or 5 organic listings all on page 1, knocking out the rest of my competition. So that's what I focused on. I did AdWords a little bit, but then I found out how expensive it was. So I never focused on AdWords. I just focused on knocking out my competition on page 1 with other listings. Here, again, you're pretty much just competing with yourself. You can get $1 to $3 clicks, sometimes even less than $1, and there's virtually no competition when they click on the offer. So my main answer for this is that yes, you should always focus on SEO because the organic listings is actually easier and cheaper. And once you get the organic listings, say you pay $500 a month for an SEO company to build backlinks and to get your page ranked on page one. Once you're on page one, it's really hard for somebody else to knock you off. As long as you're adding good content and updating the site, and you have like all the boxes that Google wants checked, like having your terms and conditions, your privacy policy on there, having your contact information easily accessible so they can contact you, having all your meta tags and keywords and everything in there the way they're supposed to be. Once you're on page one, you don't have to keep paying that $500 to stay there. You can it'll take a while for somebody to knock you off of page one. With AdWords, you're constantly going to be paying $500, $800, $1,000, whatever your budget is, every single month just to get listed. And then when one of these bigger players come in and pay more, guess what? You're going to be at the bottom of the page where nobody's going to see you, or not even listed hardly, at all. So I would focus on, Facebook over here until you maximize Facebook. So keep scaling your budget until you get diminishing returns from Facebook. And once you get to that point, which I don't know very many people that have, then you can start playing around with AdWords or some other online marketing. And I would, on the Google side, I would focus on SEO more so than Google AdWords. Get your website listed on page one, get a couple YouTube videos or a YouTube video listed on page one, so that way you're knocking out your competition and you have less competition on that page. And that's pretty much all I got to say about AdWords. It is super expensive, so if you want to play around with it, you'll find out really quick how affordable Facebook still is. Cool, so the next question is, this person wants to know, what is my policy regarding trainers and clients becoming friends on Facebook and Instagram, and what about them hanging out outside of the gym, and what about trainers posting on Facebook? So it's actually about 3 different questions in one. So the first one is, what about policy regarding trainers and clients becoming friends on Facebook and Instagram? So I've seen fitness business owners trying to stop that from happening and saying that they can't become friends. I don't even know if that's legal, so I actually encourage my trainers to be friends, with my, with the clients, because if your trainers are happy and they're loyal and they're committed, and your clients are happy and they're loyal and committed, and they're creating relationships, everything is good in the world. It's only when they decide they want to leave and go branch out and do their own thing that it becomes a problem. So as long as you have a strong, non-compete, and you have a strong employee handbook they've signed, knowing what is proprietary information, what is your trade secret, stuff like that, you can protect yourself moving forward. So as far as them becoming friends on Facebook, I don't try to stop that. It just makes you look really bad. It's a lot of energy getting put into that. Now, when it comes to them hanging out outside of the gym, we do have a policy that they're not allowed, if a client invites them to a birthday party or to the bar, to a sporting event or something like that, they're not allowed to hang out one-on-one, with the client. It has to be a sanctioned kind of event with the gym. So it has to be a entire, gym happy hour or gym sporting event, something like that. I've seen a lot of problems arise from that. Trainer might start dating a client. Even if it's a guy, becoming friends with another guy and going out to the bar and hanging out, then, the trainer tried to borrow money from, one of the clients or something, and then that trainer doesn't pay the client back and they have some kind of issue. It just gets ugly really, really quick. So there is a policy as far as the trainers, hanging out with clients or dating clients. They would have to resign if I were to see, a picture of them at a sporting event or something like that together. And that's fine. They might be worth it to them to go work somewhere else and just to keep that friendship. But that is something that we don't allow. We don't allow them to hang out one-on-one or personally with any of the members outside of a gym event. And then as far as trainers posting on Facebook, our policy for that is that, I'd rather have more trainers than less. So I'd rather have more trainers with less hours, so they're always asking for more hours, which means that none of them really have a full-time pay through my business. And I'm okay with that because most personal trainers are used to having a couple one-on-one clients at a big box gym, maybe 1 or 2 one-on-one clients that they sublease space from at another studio, or they might teach another class or something, somewhere else at a park or something. And then they train a couple they train for you. They have to piece together a bunch of different programs in order to get full-time pay. And I'm okay with that. The only policy that we have as far as posting on Facebook is that if they work for us, the only gym that they're allowed to post any kind of special or any kind of promotion is mine. If they are doing one-on-one, they can't post hey, I'm looking for a couple one-on-one clients at such and such gym. They're not allowed to do that on their personal social media page. or even if they have like their own like business outside of there, they're not allowed to promote any other fitness program if they're working for me. That's the only policy that I have. I do encourage them to post about my gym, obviously, and about my clients and stuff like that. So you just have to make it very clear from day one what your policy is, and that's why it's important to have a solid employee handbook with each one of those things in there with all your proprietary information, your trade secrets all listed, and having them sign off on it, acknowledging that they know like your email list isn't free for them to use to promote their own stuff on the side, something as silly as that, or that they can't train any of your clients, past clients, or whatever, anywhere else besides in your gym. You just got to make sure that all that stuff's very clear in the beginning, and then that'll eliminate a lot of the problems. So I thought I wrote something on the board, but I didn't. Now London's laughing at me. I was going to erase what I wrote. Anyway, last question for this week is this person wants to know, how often do you meet with your trainers? Is it monthly? And is it mandatory for your trainers to be there? And what kind of things do you go over in the meetings? So meetings, we do a minimum, of one per month. And we do a minimum of one per month, and that's if everything is going great. We're hitting our numbers. We're not getting any complaints from members. All the rules and everything that we have set up is being followed. Everything's just going great. One per month. Now, if we are like having an issue, like stuff's not getting wiped down, or things aren't getting set up for the next session. People are walking in. There's like dumbbells everywhere. It's a mess. Getting complaints from members, or we're not, members are quitting or complaining about a certain trainer, then we're going to have one every single week. And for me, like, I always have one a week with my manager. But if you don't have a manager, then it could be like your head trainer. You want to be on top of, like, for me, I never want to have a bad week in my business, more than a bad week in my business. So every Friday, my manager is sending me in all of our key performance indicators, all of our numbers. How many people came in for our first workout that week? How many appointments did we set? How many did we schedule? How many was she able to upsell that week? Where are we at for the month? Are we on pace to hit our quotas for the month? So every Friday, she sends those numbers in. I have the whole weekend to look over them. And then if I need to meet with her, then I can meet with her like on a Saturday at Starbucks or Sunday. And then if she needs to meet with anybody, she can meet with them on Monday, or if she needs to meet with the trainers, it would be on Monday. Now, whenever you have a meeting, I'm pretty sure in all 50 states, you have to pay them to be there. So you can make it mandatory, but you have to pay them. I know a lot of people try to get away with making it not mandatory and not paying them. And even if it's not mandatory, if they show up, they need to be paid. Don't have to be their normal, rate. It could be minimum wage or whatever you want to pay them for that. But I meet with my manager every single week with the entire team at least once per month. What kind of things do we go over? It really just depends on what's happening in the business. So if people are quitting, then we'll go over some retention strategies. I want to make sure that all the trainers are mentioning every single person, they're calling out every single person's name, in the workout at least twice during the workout. There's not, a better sound for a human being to hear than their name and good job, So we just reiterate that training, make sure that they're getting that. Second thing is them high-fiving and touching the clients, fixing their form, making sure they're interacting more and giving more attention to the clients, and they're not just like talking to 2 or 3 of their friends in one group the whole time and just like yelling across the room to everybody else. So just making sure that everything that they were taught from the beginning is actually being done. If I got to sit through, or my manager has to sit through a few sessions to kind of see what's going on, then we'll do that and we'll address those problems. If everything is going great, then what we do is we'll just, for our meeting, is we'll like, great job, let's keep doing this, this, and this. I'm really starting to see, the results coming in from you guys doing that. That's great. And then I'll ask for their feedback, like what can we do, to make our program better. If they have any exercises that they want to add to our library for the workouts, we'll have them demonstrate, the workout, and then we'll get the feedback from all the trainers. And if all the trainers, and myself included, think that it's a decent exercise and it's not just crazy and just made up, then we'll add that to the library of exercises for them to throw into, a future workout. We also go over like the workout formats, if there's a way we can, switch it up so it doesn't get, redundant or boring. we'll come up with some different ways to set up the stations or to do like the exercises, the timing or reps or whatever it is. And we'll talk about that kind of stuff. Whenever I'm meeting with trainers, it's always about training. It's always about the experience that we're giving the clients, how we can make it better. It's always about the workouts. It's never about business stuff. The business stuff is always with my manager. It's always with an admin, a personal assistant, that kind of stuff. I want my trainers to be the best trainers that they can be, and I'll keep helping them with their training education. I don't necessarily want to teach them business, marketing, sales, that kind of stuff. If they do learn that and they're a good trainer, they're probably going to want to go and do it on their own anyway. So I'll keep pushing them to be the best trainer that they can be and get them as much training and help in that department, as possible. And that is it for this week, guys. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll talk to you soon.